So as you can see, I'm now in Joshua Tree National Park, and it is this huge valley of mountains filled with these trees everywhere that are called Joshua trees, and it's just, there's so many of them. I was reading they're actually not even trees, they're actually a derivative of the yucca cactus plant. Super fascinating. But yeah, it's just like it looks like orchards almost of these things, and they're just everywhere. They look really cool. This is Skull Rock right here. I'm on the other side of it. Tons of rocks out here. Driving through California, going east on the way to Arizona. It's unreal. It's awesome. Words don't do it justice. Just walking along on the south rim trail, and it's just these stunning views. Looks otherworldly, like Mars or something. Words don't do it justice, nor do pictures, but here it is. All right, so doing a little camping at the Grand Canyon right now, and it got pretty chilly last night, probably down to like 40 degrees or something, but definitely does not feel that cold inside the car, because the car just kind of holds in a lot of heat, and Bo and I emit a good bit of heat, but it's really pretty here and really nice. The Grand Canyon was obviously gorgeous. I like the South Rim more than at least what I saw at Toro Weep, which was cool, but this was just a different level of coolness here at the South Rim. But the weather is great. It feels awesome. It has all these nice trees again down here. Driving through the desert from LA all the way up here, you know, it's just, it was really beautiful too, actually. The desert's awesome to drive through with all the mountains and the brush, but I love trees. So we have some nice looking pines here again. I think these are ponderosas. They look kind of like ponderosas. Also had some free firewood here last night. It was just laying here, and it was just perfect. Had a nice little fire again. Also wanted to give an update about my time in California. I was in California for a little over a month, and the SoCal area itself for almost 3 weeks. Yeah, I just want to say California itself is incredible. There's so much to see. The Sierras are incredible. Some of the best mountains I've seen, in incredible hiking. There's just so much. I could go on and on about how much this state has. It's great. Just get rid of the politics and you're living in paradise. Just kidding if you're a liberal, but seriously. But the SoCal area was especially cool. You know, I kind of grew up always thinking how cool it would be to like surf and do all that stuff, and you know, the kind of SoCal lifestyle, you know, and so that was really neat. You know, spending time in LA, I had my friend Pierce, who is an incredible tour guide. We did some awesome stuff. I videoed very little when I was with him. Yeah, so we went to Hollywood, to Bel Air, to, you know, which of these incredible rich mansions with these high bushes where everyone's like, you know, very private and you can't even see the houses. The Hollywood Hills, though, were really cool too, driving through that and seeing these really neat houses up there that aren't even that big, but cost probably like tens of millions of dollars. Drove out to Malibu, the Pacific Palisades, got to go to the beach, went to see some ridiculous huge houses in this neighborhood in Malibu that we were walking through that I think we technically weren't supposed to be allowed in, but it was still really cool. Up in that area, I went to this really old, cool restaurant, kind of in the hills, up above, in the mountains above Malibu. Had some cool experiences there. I stayed in Venice for like 5 nights. Actually, it was Marina del Rey, very close to, just like, a 15-minute walk to the Venice Boardwalk, which was still a really cool area. It's changed a lot. It used to be much more grittier and blue collar. There's been a lot of money in lately, but you can still kind of experience the different culture there. It's much more ritzy than it used to be. Spent some time in Santa Monica, which is a nicer area, and had awesome beach, really huge waves when we were there. And got to check out a lot of the different neighborhoods, like Koreatown. My friend Pierce was staying in Koreatown, so ate at a lot of like really good Korean restaurants. I think it's the largest populations of Koreans outside of Seoul, and it was just this massive neighborhood that just goes on and on and on. So random. And then Little Tokyo, which is, had great Japanese food, had some ramen there that actually wasn't the best in the world, but I know there's good stuff. I had the best Thai I've ever had in my life when I was there. This place called Gelada. So yeah, then drove down to San Diego, went to Coronado Beach, and then went to Orange County and all the little places along the way, Oceanside. I stayed in San Clemente several days, that's where I was learning to surf. And yeah, where else did I stop in Orange County? We stopped in Laguna for a little bit and went to like some coves there, did some exploring. Didn't go to Huntington Beach or Newport, but got to see a lot of other really cool stuff. So yeah, I mean, the weather there is just perfect. The beach is incredible. The best sunsets you'll ever see, maybe at least in the United States, are in Southern California. I didn't see any other, like, the sunsets, it was often too cloudy and stuff, which isn't always like that in the northern Pacific Northwest. But I couldn't see any good sunsets. But here there were no clouds, and best sunsets I've seen in my life, probably. It was definitely interesting living in my car in LA. I didn't get a hotel at all. I just lived in my car the whole time, and was actually able to do it pretty well. You have to be very discreet, but you can just kind of park, and there's some areas where the parking is really hard, like in more downtown areas like Koreatown, but you get into some of the more kind of residential neighborhoods, maybe, drive along some streets a little further away in Hollywood, or even in like at Santa Monica and these places like that. I was able to just park kind of on the side of the street, put all of the reflectix up in the windows so everything's blocked out, and then just sleep in there, and then wake up, just immediately walk the dog, in like a neighborhood. So after that experience, now it's like camping out in nature again. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so much space. This is crazy. Like, Bo can run around and do all this stuff, but being in the neighborhoods, you got to be discreet. If you got to go to the bathroom, that's the tricky part, So, but and I did that basically all through Southern California. Just kind of lived in my car, but it's very doable if you're, smart and try and be as discreet as you can be. So yeah, just wanted to give a SoCal update, just because I haven't videoed as much, because I video more when I'm in nature, and I wasn't really in nature. SoCal is not nature. It's packed with people. So, and when I was with friends and with other people too. So I'm just like, I'm not going to whip out and start videoing stuff. But yeah, it's been a nice kind of change. Very, very different part of the trip has been having the city life and going to SoCal and not really being being around other people where I'm camping and stuff, and having nowhere in nature I can just go off like this, because everywhere is crowded, or just has people. It's not like super crowded everywhere, but it's pretty dense.